So today we're going to talk about rotations. We're going to use tracing paper. So we have to have our tracing paper, ruler, pencil, preferably, and our question. So if we notice, same thing as usual, first off we draw our center rotation with our problems. Our center rotations is -1 and 0. We've been using 0, 0 before. Now we're using -1, 0. So first off, indicate where it is on our graph. This is this point right here. Next, we're going to place our tracing paper on the page and mark the center rotation and then draw the shape. So I have a very large piece of tracing paper. You probably will not have one as such. But when you do this, make sure you mark your center without moving the page. Draw your shape as best as possible, because however well you draw it reflects in how easy it is sometimes for your rotation. If you draw it without, your lines won't match up very well for points. So the more time you take now, the less guesswork there will be later. So, and the reason I'm doing this one by hand is because there's no way to do this through software at this moment in time. So next thing, well, can't see with that tracing paper there, so that's why I'm going to put the center. That way after we can put it back on and we can remove it as we feel. But make sure that you include the entire graph or the center and your square at the very least. So now we're going to place our pen or pencil on the center and rotate the tracing paper the required amount or direction. Well, what's the required amount? 90 degrees. And we're going anti-clockwise. So remember, anti-clockwise, well, if a clock goes this way, then anti-clockwise is the opposite way. Right? So we're looking for this situation here. Now 90 degrees, so 90 degrees is 1/4 turn. So we know we're going 1/4 turn and we're turning our page anti-clockwise. So we've now done our turn. If you're ever kind of, oh, am I doing it right? Notice how I've kind of lined it up so it matches my graph as best as possible. So my vertical part of my axes go with the part of my page. So that way when it looks like almost a piece of paper again, my tracing paper, then I know I've done my 1/4 turn. Other people, they like to put a little north arrow or an up arrow. So that points to the top of their page. So they know, hey, okay, I'm pointing to the left, I've gone 1 turn. Or if you've gone 180 or 2 turns, you're pointing down, and so on. So, anyways, let's draw our shape. So this is where we have to just kind of lift corners and just remember points, or you can write down the points and go, okay, well, I have one at -4 and 0. So -4 and 0, another one at -2 and 0, another one at -4 and -2, and that's -2, -2. So you could just remember the points and plot them after, but it's just easy enough to just lift the page and do it that way. Lastly, as always, we want to take our lines and connect them, or our points and connect them. And there we are, our final finished product.